Brace yourself, my friends, because there is something big happening for midlife women right now. And I don't think a lot of people are talking about this properly. Not because something is fundamentally wrong, but our electricity and vitality is coming back online. Well, hello, gorgeous, and welcome. I'm Tara Kinden, founder of Bioenergetic Somatics. My work lives beautifully at the intersection of cosmic rhythm, somatic intelligence, sound and frequency healing. And what I honestly really just do is help women understand what they're feeling and how to actually harness the power of all of this new energy surging through their bodies without shutting it down. So my friend, if you've made it this far at this stage of your life and you have lived a lot of experience, a lot of joy, a lot of pain, you already know you can't pretend anymore. Your BS meter, there is no meter. It's gone. You just cannot minimize yourself, your energy. You can't keep going along with the things that once were because nothing is what it once was. You have tried and it doesn't work. And we all feel this big shift happening. Yes, there's a bigger rhythm happening beneath the surface. Uranus is moving into Gemini, which means that everything about how we think, how we communicate, how we connect with each other is going to be shifting. It's getting faster, it's getting louder. There's more mental load happening and way more noise. And you might be asking yourself, why does this feel so intense? Why doesn't this feel like moments before that were also quite intense? So if you have been already living in your head, if you've been trying to figure everything out mentally, you've been overriding how you actually feel in your body, my friend, things are going to get even more uncomfortable. Okay, so here's what's actually happening, because when we look at what might be going on underneath the surface, it's that your sensitivity is increasing. Your awareness is also increasing, and your capacity to feel things that you have maybe not been allowing yourself to feel for many, many years is also increasing. The point of confusion. And so for a lot of women, that may not feel very exciting. It feels like, what the actual fuck is going on? Okay, so let me take you on a little journey and a little story time, because this is relevant to our story. Now, there's a new show out on Prime called Scarpetta. Nicole Kidman is the lead in it. And she is, I would suggest in her midlife, she's going back to an old job she had when she was in her 20s, early 20s, okay? And she is a chief medical examiner. It's literally about death, this show. But the relevance of Scarpetta will continue to show up for me, because I was like, oh, that's interesting. I feel like I've heard this name, but I didn't put any weight on it. And I'm watching the show. I'm into maybe the 4th episode. And I look down at my floor and there's this box and it says Scarpetta on it. I'm like, okay, message received. The thing about this story is days before, I was thinking, God, I haven't had any symbols or signals from the universe. I usually get these weird synchronicities drop in. I was like, I haven't had one of those for a while. Ask and you shall receive. So anyways, there's this box on my floor and it's the box of Scarpetta. When we moved in 2021, I packed up all the things, all the fancy stuff in my kitchen, my fancy glasses, all the things. Put them in these liquor boxes because they're stronger, right? And my favorite, my wedding champagne glasses are in this thing. I didn't know what was in it. So right away, I'm like, let's look this up. So of course I go to ChatGPT, what does Scarpetta mean? And it's this Italian, it's the savoring of when you have a beautiful pasta dish and there's this lovely sauce left on the plate. You do not send that back to the kitchen. You grab bread and you soak up every last little bit of the flavor because it's so delicious. You do not wash it away, right? And I was like, oh, wow. So then I open up the box, and the box is these old champagne glasses, random wine glasses. Some of them are, worth something. Some of them are just not, but they just carry and hold so many memories, so much richness, so much life lived and pleasure and joy and fun. And I was like, yikes. When did I start containing that pleasure-filled part of me that would pull out those glasses and savor, that would invite people over. And I'm like, we're in transition. We're in a space that's much smaller than the space we had. We hadn't expected to stay here as long as we have, but here we are. And it's like, but when did I stop? It's almost like I pressed pause on hosting things and doing things because of the environment. And I wonder how many other people do that. And it wouldn't have even come into my consciousness if this Scarpetta hadn't showed up repetitively. So it's almost like that show catalyzed something for me to then look at this box. And the only reason that box was even on the floor in my room was because I was storing Christmas gifts in that closet because there was nowhere else to hide things. And I had to pull out some stuff. So this box ended up on the floor. And I know it's April, yet here is this box still. So I'm like, okay. Even the closet didn't have enough room for all the things, like containment, all these places of containment. So the question is like, where are you actually feeling fully lived? And anyways, that's the story. So for you, like, when is the last time that you had a moment like I'm talking about, where you actually sat down and just took it all in? Not because any of it made sense whatsoever, or not because any of it was even like productive, but just because you wanted to be fully in your life, like living and savoring every last ounce of moments, big, small, and all the in-betweens. And here's the other big thing, like women at this stage in our lives, like we're not lacking power. We're not lacking desire. We're absolutely not lacking in life. And the truth is that we're just not willing to suppress that electricity or that vitality or that beautiful energy of wanting more in our lives at this phase and this stage. And though this is actually my favorite part, because this is what I love to work with women on. When the women come in and we're like, what the F is going on here? You know, I'm feeling way too much. Like, I don't know what to do with it. I've got no more places to hide it. And what we do is so simple. It's like giving it context, giving it language. Like, this is what's actually happening. This is why you might feel this way. Gives you a sense of relief to start. And your body, she's been asking you to return home. You know, when we slow things down, when we come back into our bodies, when we notice what we're actually feeling or what's actually there and has a message for us, then we can learn how to hold it, how to harness this power without feeling like we need to shut it down, without feeling like we're burning ourselves out, without having to go back and do the numbing routine or feel like we have to control all the edges so that we can feel safe. Because nothing is going wrong. This is literally our aliveness kind of coming back online. And there is a deep excitement to this. And maybe it's a little bit of anxiety, but I like to lean into the excitement as opposed to the anxiety. And when we give ourselves permission to kind of like stay with it and stop trying to fix something, thinking something is like busted or trying to control it, when we just let our whole lives open up again, more energy gives us more presence, more connection, you know, that more liberated feeling. And not because we changed everything, but we finally stepped back inside of ourselves instead of feeling like we're living on the outside of ourselves. And so maybe even for you, the question becomes like, what do I need to sit with right now? Not what do I need to go and do next? Maybe it's more like, what actually feels really alive in my life? Or what have I put on a shelf? And what am I willing to reopen a door on that brought me so much pleasure and so much joy that I've packed away in a box and I'm ready to maybe relook at or open up that box to see like what's in store. And of course, before I set you loose on the world, I really wanted to say something. before I go here today, it is something that I've been working on behind the scenes, very quietly, almost secretively, but I am seriously so excited about it, and it's not ready yet. The timing isn't right, the energy isn't fully there yet, like it's not fully baked. And I've learned to not rush those kind of things because I can feel it coming, but it isn't quite ready. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to start opening up more and more about this because what I keep seeing, what I keep feeling is that women need a place to go. And not just a membership, not just like more information, not another thing for anyone to keep up with, but a place that you can actually land in yourself, where you can really come back home to your center, where you can feel like you're part of something without feeling like it's taking over your life. Something simpler, something more real, something that you can step into at your own pace and maybe even just dip your toes into. A place to really come back online to connection, but mainly that connection with yourself and with other women who are at this stage and phase and who are also feeling this too. So if this kind of lands, if it's piqued your interest a little bit, just make sure to subscribe. Make sure to stick around because I'm going to share more about this as this continues to grow and evolve. And just like a reminder, Mars is still in Pisces and has yet to move into Aries at the time of this recording. We have not experienced that Uranus moving into Gemini. So yeah, he touched in, but he's not there fully yet. So there are some things that need to shift. We have felt a lot of get up and go, but it's not fully there yet. And so while that is still in transition, this is a beautiful time to just be talking about new possibilities, new opportunities. But like I said, make sure to like this video, subscribe here. Tell me if you're feeling the feels. Like, are you feeling a sense of what I've been talking about? Do you feel that electricity bubbling up in you? Do you feel like, holy shit, I need a place to go. I need some people to talk to, and I need to feel like I'm being seen? If so, my friend, you are in the right place. So you need to go nowhere else. Share this with another woman who is feeling the same way. And always remember who you came here to be.